Hello everyone, it's Max Power here with a quick video review. This is for the Gremlins Stripe Mogwai puppet prop from Trick or Treat Studios. This on their website it's about $70. Sculpted by renowned FX professional Russ Lukich, who's known for some of his work on American Horror Story, Angel, and Vampire Diaries. So here is the product. I'm going to go ahead and do a 360 here for you guys. Hopefully the lighting is good. It looks good from my end, so I'm hoping the lighting looks good on the video side. Alright, from far away, not too bad. Definitely do like the way the sculpt of the face was sculpted. Not the best paint job, but then you can't really expect too much for about a $70 product. So didn't have the bar up too high as far as what I was looking forward to. I wanted an affordable stripe collectible, so this is what was available, so I picked it up. Right off the start, again, you can take a look at the sculpt being really nice, but the paint, unfortunately, is not the best. For what it is, it's okay. Definitely a little bit of a step higher than what you would get with NECA in both sculpt and paint. There is some detail that you can see where they went ahead and put some veins right in this section. It's very faint, so you really barely can see them, and they're not really done, I would say, where they took the time to really make them look like they're real veins. They just look like little faint lines. The eyes, pretty nice considering. There is a little bit of a sloppiness on the nose section right there where it wasn't 100% painted. But overall, the face definitely represents the mischievousness that you saw in the movie with the character of Stripe. One thing that to note here is the way they did the fur on the hands, and I think other people have done their reviews. They've also mentioned that it was done backwards. Definitely this is supposed to be over the hands. At least that's how my gizmo is, and that's how the website shows. So definitely this is a big flaw on the collectible, and it's on both hands. Definitely the craftsmanship is not there, which is really disappointing. Even though it's not a super expensive item, you know, for 70 bucks, you know, plus the shipping and everything, you would expect a little bit more than what you're getting here as far as the final product. So really not that happy about these seams on the hands where the fur obviously connects to the hand there. The paint on the nails, okay, just you know, they're supposed to be grimy, so again, can't expect too much for you know, a lower price item. So it is latex, the whole thing. There's the feet. Okay, the fur is pretty nice. Definitely, you know, I don't have much to complain about the fur. So the fur is really, for what it is. Again, it's really nice. I can't say that it's up to the level of my Medicom Mogwai, but again, 70 bucks is, you're kind of getting your money's worth here for what you're paying. Along with the sloppiness that you see in the hands, hopefully you can see this. There's a lot of sloppiness around the mouth. Same issue here. Just, I don't know, it just looked like when they did this, everything was just rushed. You got glue marks here, just everywhere. It's just sloppy, really sloppy. It's, you know, I hope that Russ maybe has something to say about that, considering his name is on this. It's kind of disappointing to see, you know, this kind of work tied to his name. All right. So the other thing I like to mention here is that this is, as the website says, is a puppet. Although I really can't, I mean, for the sake of saying he is a puppet, because there is a flap here that you can lift up. Try to get this with one hand. Oops. All right, so I'm gonna have to put this here so you guys can see. So there's a flap here that lifts up. Right, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna deal with this one. Here we go. Let me use my other hand here. So there it is, and this is where you essentially put your fingers in there and work the puppet. Now my fingers are not super huge, but I can tell you that it is extremely difficult to get your fingers in this and work the puppetry part of this item. So definitely I would say that as far as a puppet's concerned, not very good. So I'll put the flap back. But again, I didn't buy this for the fact that it's a puppet. In fact, I didn't really realize that it was a puppet until I saw someone saying that it was a puppet. I was kind of used to what NECA, how they came out with their Gremlins, and it said it was a puppet, and it wasn't. So I was kind of expecting the same thing here. But definitely, if you're looking for the puppet feature, I wouldn't recommend this for that purpose. Another thing I like to mention here about the product itself, it is latex. And that part of it I think is nice, because definitely you can see how they're able to get the details of the mouth. But unfortunately, it is cheap latex, kind of like a Halloween mask latex. It's puffy, so you can squeeze. You can move the hands, kind of like almost like a cheap, well, a cheap Halloween mask, or maybe a cheap chew toy. Definitely feels that way. So definitely you feel the lack of premium material on that one. Same thing with the feet. Same fluffy, you know, hollow. You know, I guess you had to do that considering it was a puppet, you know. So I guess that's why it's the way it is. Same thing here with the ears. Same floppy, kind of cheap feel to the ears. Okay. I know someone mentioned in their review about the mohawk. Definitely you don't get much of a mohawk. It's just kind of one little strip of white hair that they did on there. So that's a little disappointing. Should be a little bit more full, but it is not. And the other thing that I'm not really happy about is the you know, the Made in Mexico thing on there. I mean, why would they put that marker on the ear? It's right there. You know, if you're going to put where it's made, I'd say, you know, just put it on the feet so you don't really see it. So I think that's a little tacky. Don't like that. That's just right there. I mean, again, it could have just been put down at the bottom. So definitely not something that I really like on the product. Size, you know, believe it or not, this is actually kind of a small version of Gizmo. I looked through the websites to see if there was anything that kind of said what size the item, the real Gizmo was, and you know, I couldn't really find anything that was definite. If we were comparing it to, let's say, the Gizmo from Medicom here, definitely you can tell a big difference. I'm going to set the camera down here for a moment, guys, as I put Gizmo on here to give you a size comparison. All right, now the Medicom is sitting slightly a little higher, but definitely you can tell there is a size difference. I'm going to pan out a little bit so you really get an idea of the size difference between both. Even if I were to put this one at the same level as my Gizmo one, you can definitely see a big size difference. So I'm not sure why, if it was supposed to be one-on-ones, you know, after reading the whole thing with the Russ doing the prop, it said that it was from the original mold. That seems to be the tagline for everything, original mold, and you know, you just never know from which mold they're getting it from, but definitely you can see. Some mentioned that this Gizmo's from the batch 2, the sequel, and this was a little bit more closer to what you saw in the first film, so could be, I'm not sure. I do notice that in the original movie, the color was a little bit more closer to this rather than the darker color, but you know, maybe they're right. Maybe Gizmo was smaller in the first movie than in the sequel, but definitely you can tell a $70 product to a you know, 300, 400, depending on, you know, where you got this one from, what you're gonna get. This is nice if you want to pick, if you don't have Stripe and you want to pick up a Gremlin, you know, you can get it, but again, for 70 bucks, just know what you're getting. If you're not happy with this kind of a, you know, feel to it and the craftsmanship being kind of sloppy on there, you don't want to pay $70. You might want to stick with NECA, which you'll probably get, I think, for about $40, I think is what they're going for. But if you truly want something that is, you know, closer to, you know, to what you're going to see on screen, definitely the Medicom is the way to go, and you just have to shell out the money. Or, you know, if you can get someone to sell you one of those Runculus that I've seen online, I mean, those things are fantastic, and I'm sure they're super expensive, but for 70 bucks, this is what you're gonna get. The whole thing, again, being a puppet, is just hollow. As you saw me lift the flap for the fingers, there's no postability at all. It's just one big empty bag. So it definitely doesn't stand up on its own. You got to find something to prop it up with. There's no way to have it sit down. So, all right, guys, this is what I got here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, leave them on my channel. I'll get back with you as soon as I can. For those of you that are going to go ahead and do that $70 purchase, you might be happy with it. Like I said, I wouldn't, you know, I needed this. I feel that to complement my Gizmo they already have here. I would not buy the other Gizmo because I've seen pictures of that one, and that one's hit or miss. One of my subscribers and fellow collectors, Allosaur 176, he had the Gizmo and he had pictures of it, and it looked fantastic. It looked kind of what you saw on the web page, and then you know, other people that got it in hand definitely had all kinds of problems. The chin fur was all the way up to here. You know, this was still a problem. So definitely wasn't, from what they got, wasn't a very good looking Gizmo version of it. So with a stripe, thankfully didn't have that same issue here as far as the fur being where it should be, although you have that sloppiness still. But there you go. That's what you're going to get. So thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.